Hello everybody, how's it going? This is Rabbitsmore. I recently had a viewer ask for a walkthrough on how to build my Sheeperfall from my Let's Play series, so I thought I would hop into Creative here and do a quick tutorial on this. But first I want to show off how it works and what it does before I get into building it. So as you can see, we have a pen full of sheep up here and our waterfall system going here, and this would be anywhere in your world. It could be coming out of a mountainside, it could be inside of your base. And let's see, when we flip our switch here, it will open the gates for the sheep to come out and also open up some water to push them out. And you can see they all come flooding out of here and they'll keep falling out of the edge here. And what I do in my world is try to shear them when they're going by, which is actually pretty difficult. And I have a collection system with hoppers in my world as well, so that it gets the wool. But you can also just do this with any animals you wanted, just to have them falling out of your world and just have something goofy in your world like this. So, all of them flooded out of our pen system here, or at least most of them, which is filled with grass, by the way, so they can get their wool back if necessary. They fall into this area here. This spot right here has signs so that they can fall through it. They get down into this system and it pushes them through a tunnel here. And they go up into a water elevator, which goes up into an area here and pushes them over into another water elevator. I tried originally doing one single water elevator all the way up, but there's too much risk of them drowning. So now I'm doing a short water elevator, pushing them over into another short water elevator, and again over into another water elevator that gets them back up to the top here. And you can see, since I've started the system, they've gone down, around, back up, and over again. So this is technically an infinite series of them going over and over in the waterfall. And it'll just keep going in your world. And it looks really cool once you actually have it in there. So, let's get into building this thing. Okay, another thing I wanted to point out real quick is this waterfall can be as wide as you want, and as tall as you want, and as long as you want this way as well. So you can change all of the dimensions of this to your liking, and it will work based off of this tutorial regardless. All you have to do is extend things, like say you have these two water here, you just put one more water over to the left. If you want it to be 3 wide, you could extend this room one more block over. All of it will work just as well. All you have to do is extend something in each of those directions by 1 or however many you want. Same with the height of this, because we're using short water elevators. You could just keep doing that up to like 40 blocks if you wanted, however much you want. So first we need to determine where we want to build our Sheeperfall here. And I'm going to be doing this all above ground, so if you're building it into your world, just make sure that you do the same thing, but you're going to be digging out blocks instead of placing them. So I'm going to pick an area here, and we're going to dig a 3 wide area here, and then 4 across. Then I need this to be at least 2 tall. So I'm going to build that out here. 4 by 3, 2 tall. Again, if you were building this into a mountainside or the grass here, you would just be digging this out 4 by 3, 2 down. And then they're going to need a solid surface to land on here. So we'll build it like that, and we're going to leave this area open here because this is where we need them to go down and through our tunnel system. But we do need to build this area down, and then we're going to use signs here. And this will stop the water from flowing down but keep the sheep. The sheep will be allowed to fall down here into it. And then this needs to go down another 2 blocks on each of these sides. Whoops. Alright. So now when they fall down here, they'll land in anywhere in this little channel here. And we're going to funnel them down into a 2 wide area, or if you want to make it wider, it could be 3 wide or 4 wide, whatever. But we're going to funnel them into a 2 wide swimming area here. And this is going to be 12 blocks long, at least for this tutorial. So we have 2 so far, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we'll go ahead and make this 2 tall the whole way along. And this is going to be our water channel that's going to carry them to the water elevators. Alright. So we can go ahead, since we have our signs up here, I'm just going to put water up here for now. This is where the water is going to be landing from the top, but this is just as an example to show that it would push them over and down into here. And next we're going to put water in each of these two corners, so that anywhere that they fall in here, it will push them into the center here. And wherever your water ends, depending on how long you're making this, right where the water ends, you're going to put signs there, and signs above where it ends as well. And this is just a basic way to extend a water channel. If you want to do this anywhere in your world, like if you just want to have a water channel that's on flat land without it going up or down, and you want it to keep going, you just put a sign at the end, a sign above it, and then you just put water above there, above the signs here. And that will make it so that when you're going here, it just keeps pushing you along. And that's exactly what we want. And we've already made it long enough here. It's already 12 blocks long. And that's where we're going to start bringing them up. So we're going to start building up this way, and this is going to start bringing them up through our elevator system here. Okay, so now we're going to bring our waterfall system up here through our water elevators. So we need to get this going up, and I want this to go up 9 blocks from this point. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and same on the other side, and this side as well. Again, if you're building this into a world or digging it out, you're just going to be digging up 9 blocks starting from this side wall here, and then you'll be working your way up using water buckets pretty soon. And I want this to also go up the whole way here. Alright, for now. And now we need to block off the end of this water. And this one right here as well, right above the water. We're basically doing the same thing. Whoops. As we just did at that one, putting one at the end and one above. And then we're going to put water here and here. And we're going to want solid source blocks of water all the way up. So if you're building this in survival, make sure you have an infinite water source nearby. If you don't want to break out your walls here, you could do something like break out 4 blocks here, place a block there and one there. Now you have infinite water sources right here underneath your water. And then later on you can come back through and just place blocks over that again. So yeah, make sure you have an infinite water source nearby. We're going to do source blocks on both sides all the way up as we swim up this. So 1 and 2, all the way up. There we go. Okay, and we can actually go ahead and lower our water here by 1. So the walls came up 9, the water will only come up to the 8 point here. And we're going to need to bring that water over 2 blocks from where that area is. And it's just going to flow naturally, we're not going to place anything, so we're going to need a floor here for it to flow on. Alright, that should be fine. So there we go. So this top water source block that we placed earlier will now be where the sheep will swim up and where it will push them over. Again, we're going to do the same system here. We're going to block the end of it and then build up. And whoops, not that one there. But build up here as well and block the top. And we're going to do the same thing on this side, but this time I'm going to go up 7 blocks from here. You could again go 9, but I want to keep it safe on them drowning. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up. And we'll need to get this blocked off as well. And this one here, that should be too tall for them, right? Yep, that one as well. So make a ceiling where it's too tall for them to be able to get in. And then this comes up all the way as well. And then we're going to do the same thing here. So again, make sure you have some water source blocks nearby. We're going to do a source block on both sides every single time we go up. And then we're going to leave the top area here open. And so now that we've gone this direction, we're going to take this back over here. And again, we'll need to take this over, have spots for the water to go, and block it off there. So there we go. Now it'll take them back over here. And same thing again as our previous waterfalls. Block the end, bring this whole area up, put signs above here, And this time we're only going to go up 4 blocks here, because this will be towards the top of our waterfall. But again, you could take this up another 7 and take it back over and go 7, as tall as you want it to go. And so let's see, we're going to go 4 blocks, so 1, 2, 3. And our 4th block here is actually going to be where our grass is going to be. So if you're in survival, make sure that you have a way to either silk touch your grass, or you can spread the grass by using sunlight and dirt blocks up into here. So this is going to be where our grass is going to be, and where our sheep pen is going to be. There we go. Again, we're going to build this area up here, and they will have a 2 tall ceiling above them. Let's see, 1, 2, oh, that's actually a little too tall, so let's get this one here. That's their 2 tall ceiling. This is where they will be sitting. And we're going to build this area up. And again, 2 source blocks, go up, 2 source blocks, and 2 source blocks there. And this one's going to come all the way up here into this room so that they can actually swim up and get out here. And this will be where we're going to be holding them here. Alright, and I'm going to extend our grass area here. This is already 4 wide, or however wide it would be if you're using a 3 wide waterfall or whatever. And I'm going to make this 5 long, because we want to make sure we have plenty of grass in here for them to eat and get their wool back in case you're using this as a wool farm. And I'm going to extend 2 from the edge here up 1 over. And we're going to put pressure plates on these, or you could put signs if you wanted. There we go. And what this does is allows us, we're also going to put these right here. You could also put signs again. What this does is allows us to have areas where water will not flow and where the sheep generally won't be eating the grass. And this basically makes it so that our grass can always spread, because if water is flowing over grass, it will kill the grass. But since it can't flow over these blocks, these will stay as grass and then will help spread the grass into the room here. And since the sheep will be standing here, they can still eat this grass, so we want to make sure we cover up these other ones here. And I'm going to go ahead and cover ours with glowstone, because again, the light will actually help the grass spread around the room. So we do need a light source in here. You could use torches, just make sure that they're not going to be in an area later on where water will be coming in. And then we have our gate area here, which is going to have our sticky pistons and fences. So let's go ahead and grab those. Get our sticky piston and a fence. And that's going to be 2 down from here where the grass is, and the fences will be right next to the grass here. And that's what's going to be keeping them in the room when we have the system turned off. So go ahead and build 3 blocks up here. And we're going to start building out from here actually on the sticky pistons, because we want the sheep to come out and then drop one, just so that we can keep water going here when the system's turned off. As in, when the water is not flowing in here and the sheep are just in their normal grass room, we'll still have 2 water blocks here that are doing the waterfall here. We want to extend this little bridge area here out until when it drops off, it will be going just into the edge here. So we need to go 1 more over. There we go. Now we're right on the edge of our bottom area here. Again, if you made this any longer in your world, just make sure that this comes out to the edge here. And we're going to need to get this extended, and you need to make it tall enough along the edges so that the sheep don't come out while they're going along it. So you can place 2 source blocks here past your fences, or however many wide that yours is. It will go over and down, and now we have our basic waterfall here. So now we just need to get it set up so that our sheep coming from our pen will get washed out and down into our waterfall area here. Okay, so we're going to finish off our sheep area here, and by bringing these up, we're going to do a 2 tall wall all the way around here. And that will make sure that they can't get out of this room. And bring it back around this area as well. Alright, so now we have our sheep pen area here. And something else we need to do is get water coming from this spot here over to here, so that it pushes them out of this thing and they don't get stuck sitting in here. So we're going to need 2 more pressure plates on those sides to stop the water. Then you can go ahead and place water here, and that will push them out of that now. And we want to block this area off so that they don't go in there. And so next we're going to need to get some signs. Let's go ahead and get that. Alright. And put 2 signs above each of the water here. Oh, accidentally placed the water. Alright, there we go. So we got our 2 signs there, pressure plates on the side, so that whole area is stopped up here. And now we need to get our pistons. Normal pistons will work just fine here, so put 1 above each of these. And we're going to need to make an area around these like this so that the water can go through this area here. Alright, and then we can just go ahead and make a spot up here, and this is going to be where the water is held. So we can go ahead and place those now. You'll be able to see it come down and out. So this will push the sheep out and around this area. So sometimes they'll get set up here, but when you have so many sheep going through the system, they'll actually push each other anyways. So they almost never even get stuck in here, in this little spot here. And if they do, they'll be able to eat some grass anyways. So once our system is open though, anywhere that they're at in this room, we will start pushing them, and it'll push them out onto our balcony area here and over the edge. So now we just need to get a system set up for these pistons so that they are actually closing this and opening this, and we want it by default. Yeah, we want the water to close at the same time as our gate goes up. So we're going to have to connect those later on as well. Whoops. So what we want to do is put a block behind each of these here and a block over on this side here. We're going to need our repeaters and redstone. Let's get those set up on our bar. We're going to need a repeater going into the block behind the piston here and into one behind the piston here. Again, make sure you keep track of where these are at. So the repeater goes into the back, that block and this block. We'll do some redstone here. And this one here can actually get a torch. So there we go. You heard both of those close. It stops the water from going in. Now our area is good to go. Our grass can grow again. Our sheep will just sit in here. They won't have to worry about drowning or getting pushed into the fence here. So now we just need to get this set up to where it's also closing our gate. And we're going to extend this all the way to the ground so that we can have a button system over here as well. So, depending if you're building this into a mountain or if you're just building this out in the open, you can start bringing this thing down here, our redstone tower. We're going to keep bringing it down like this and doing another torch beneath it and keep going down until we're down to where our button system is. But if you're building this from the ground up or digging it, it might be easier to start from the ground for you. So find out where your redstone tower is going to be. You might need to look at your location to get your coordinates from up top, and then just start building up from the bottom, and you can start doing the same thing. You're going to start from when you finally get to the top here and digging it down and doing a torch as you go down. But for now I'm just going to do this the whole way down. Since I don't know where our button is going to be yet, I'll probably put it here for now. You can put it wherever it needs to be in your world, but this will be near your waterfall anyways. And I'll just go ahead and put ours right here for later on. So we're going to keep going down, placing a torch, down, placing a torch, and about here should be good for our system for now. Since I'm going to have our lever here, let's go ahead and get a lever. Place that there. And our signal from there is going to go onto this block, so we can start carrying this over towards our redstone tower here. Alright. And we can bring that up and use a torch here, or a repeater. Since the repeater goes into this block, it will turn this torch on or off, depending on what our lever is doing. And we're going to bring that signal all the way back to where our lever is. We can test it now. You can see it turns that off, and it switches the whole system all the way up. And again. Now we need to make sure to see, okay, so right now our water is open with this current setup. So we want our pistons or our gate to be open. And when we have it closed, like now, that should turn the water off. Yep. When that is closed, we want our fence to go up. So we need to find out where these blocks are. And again, we're going to put blocks under these, wherever those pistons are. And over as well. And these are going to have repeaters going into them to power these pistons. And redstone right here. So now we just need to take this signal, and we want these to be up right now since our system is off. So we need to take this to a signal that is on. So let's go ahead and carry this over here. And this one is on right here. So we can go ahead and bring it right here and start bringing our redstone over to our pistons here. There we go. And you could bring it down to this torch here, or whichever one is currently active in your world. So there we go, our system is off, our gate is up, our sheep will be trapped in this area here. And I'm going to finish off this area by building this ceiling here, so that when the water is active they don't swim out of the sides. And if you do close it off, make sure that this area right before the fence is at least having a 3 tall ceiling like this. And this will make sure that they can swim over the fence when it's down, because fences kind of do a weird thing when they're on the ground, where they push up like about a half block. And we're also going to do a 3 tall area here. There we go. You can see I can't get out of this area here, no one would be able to jump over it. But when it is down, our sheep that would be in here would get flushed out of this 2 tall ceiling area. They would go into the 3 tall area and be able to get over our fence here and go out. So that's about it. All you need now are some sheep, so you could herd those in and drop them in the ceiling, or however else you need to get them in here. And just make sure you have plenty of sheep going through the system so that they can also help push each other through. And that's pretty much it. It should be working from here on. So hope this helps you out, guys. I hope to see some Sheeperfalls going in some of your guys' videos. And thanks for watching. See you later.